Hola, bonjour, merhaba, konnichi, wagwan, hello. You know who it is, people? It's Arsenal's Realist, aka your boy. Thank you all for watching. We're nearly at 1,000 as well, so keep clapping them buttons. But boy, talking about clapping buttons, yeah? I've showed you a previous video. Check the video out, the link's in the description. The shystiness of the VAR, that's just what we're seeing with our bare eyes. But you know what? We're going to go a bit deeper today. But before I show you a few clips and a few bits and bobs, because it's clear refs are humans and referees have football teams that they support, and I'm going to show you now that Mike Dean supports Tottenham, blood, yeah? Well, clearly. And what does that imply for the VAR? Who's actually running this VAR? Because everybody likes to go on like football has absolutely no form of cheating involved in it. And you know what? We believe in the players playing the match on the pitch. We've all played football. There's no need to do that as you're playing. But you know what? After this video, you might think a little bit differently. But let me quickly just show you this clip again, because there's a build-up of things that happened in the mind of the Arsenal Realist and the Realist army and the Arsenal fans. Obviously, we've seen this clip. Now, for not a statement, for nothing to happen after this. Yes, David Luiz had bad positioning before the challenge come in, but that's for the Arsenal fans to talk about. Why has nothing been done with the David Luiz situation now? But without that, we move on. Do you know what? Take a look at this picture. That's just the picture. Have a little quick look at the video and you think, do you know what? Where's VAR when it counts for Arsenal? Or is it just on the opposing team or who a ref decides? Because at the end of the day, VAR means when there's an incident that's questionable, and I forget your little Premier League rules, it's only if he thinks it's questionable. What cheating is this? So only if the ref wants to go to the screen? No, bruv. When there's an incident that's not clear, you're meant to go to the screen and check it out instead of costing team after team after team points. And you know what? Just to make it clear that this is deeper than a machine, VAR would work if it's not cheaters doing it or people who are watching wankalongs while they're meant to be watching the football. I don't know. But let me show you these clips now of clearly Mike Dean supporting Tottenham, scoring goals after. Well, anyway, let me show you the first one. This is Tottenham and Villa, and as you're going to see, this one might not be very convincing for you, but I'm going to show you two other clips. But this is Tottenham against Villa, and as you Villa, and as you can see when he runs away, man's celebrating, and then you say to yourself, do you know what, that might not be very convincing. Stop it, Realist, you're a conspiracy theorist, blood, stop it. And then I'll say to you, let's go to Tottenham versus Arsenal now again. Again, Mike Dean following the game, running along as the ref he is, the fair ref, and he clearly is riddled with anxiety and electricity like a fan, and he's jumping and cheering when Tottenham score against Arsenal. Now, that's not a referee's job. That is clearly some shysty-wystiness, yeah? But just to prove to you lot, it's not just because Villa and Arsenal have played recently. That's why I've looked at those two teams. But just to get a team right completely up the ballpark as well, just to show you that this ain't personal. This is about people with power. If Mike Dean, blood, let's give a few possible jobs that he would have been if he wasn't a ref. PE teacher, head teacher, screw in the Fed, screw in the station. He'll be the one that will never give you, say, excuse me mate, what's the time? He'll be like, fuck off, cunts. You're not making another cigarette. Bro, he'll give you a cigarette. He'll sprinkle something shysty in it. He's the man in the position. Bruv, imagine Mike Dean as a traffic warden. Tell me Mike Dean ain't a traffic warden in a different role. Bruv, you won't even park here. He'll have the ticket written out, your number plate, your height, your skin colour, your eyes, where you live. Straight away you start, he'll get his fucking ticket cannon gun out. Pim, 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 pim. He'll hit you up. 120. Blood? Power. Hungry, crazy power mongers. Yeah, it must be. Because how can you jump up and down with no fear celebrating on a Premier League match, bruv? On a Premier League match. Now we fast forward. There's VAR doing shysty decisions. And everyone's like, oh, this is the reason, that's the reason. A whole heap of controversy. I waited for Sky Sports to come out and talk about David Luiz the next day. Bruv, they supported the decision and the refs and all the back officials. They know what they all said. He didn't touch him. It isn't that. But yeah, it wasn't a foul, but it was a red. What? They're just chatting on some mad ball bag thing. But let me show you the Man United one quickly, yeah? Again, Mike Dean. Well, you lot have a look for yourself. So you see? You see that? He gives the advantage against Man United, and when it doesn't get taken and they don't make the through ball and move on, he's so frustrated. He's like a petulant child. So it's like, can you see? There's a ref's meant to have a completely neutral standstill. And I used to know a person that knew one of the top refs. And this was about saying that time flies by, bro. Fuck, it must be 10 years now, man. That's a long time. I'm not going to say the name of the ref that it is. But it was on about 80 bags a year. They get a free car and they travel the whole world. And obviously it's one of the best jobs, yeah? But one of the biggest things is they're not allowed to openly support a club. Because obviously it creates biasness and this and that. So how can we be so clear that Mike Dean supports Tottenham? That's not fair. But VAR's the shystiness, and even some pros have come out and said a few little bits here and there, so big up them for it. Carragher's banged out this tweet. VAR's not helped officials, it's making them look worse. To me, it's making them look like cheats. When we go back and we look at either cheats or stubborn people who, no, there's some cheating going on, we've seen that, but it's stubbornness as well, because there's no reason why we're all looking at the same thing on the screen, bruv. What are the officials that are getting paid hundreds of thousands of pounds making the wrong decisions? But we're at home eating beans on toast, bruv, with half a pint, and we can make the right decision. What's going on, blood? You've seen it. We saw the David Luiz one. Then you look at Lacazette and Martinez, and you think, do you know what? Why is VAR not getting called here, bruv? You gave Marcus Rashford a penalty against PSG, bruv. You used the fucking Hubble telescope to zoom in, see the handball, to get them through. But why go on now, bruv? Was Mike Dean not about or something? I can't understand it, to be honest, people. So this is just a quick one, because I'm pointing out like how I feel. At the end of the day, I know humans are humans, and at the end of the day, it's clear there's decisions going wrong and not getting the right ones. And now when you look into it, you say, do you know what? This ain't just a few odd random decisions going wrong. We already know about the Champions League scandal. They still don't admit it fully, but you got to read all the transcripts and everything to find out that the Champions League and Sepp Blatter and all the officials, and some of them, whoever they were, blood, they used to heat the Arsenal ball up in a microwave and make it hot. They used to make the Barcelona and Bayern Munich balls freezing cold in the freezer, and that's why we played Bayern Munich and Barcelona every single year for 6 years in a row, because they're just feeding the path for Madrid to get to the final every year. 100% Sepp Blatter cheating in the Champions League, and Arsenal were 100% the victims. He's even said it. So we know cheating's in football. But then you say, you know what? This ain't random. There's a vendetta against Arsenal, blood. Let's get it right. Let's get it right, because this is too much now, blood. And I'm not saying it doesn't happen to any other team, but this is right in the face of it. So do you know what I propose now, blood? Yeah, I talked to one of my Donny Wonny ding-dongs about this. Blood, the refs need a point system. That doesn't happen during the match. We watch the match, and after the match, the next day, Carragher, it's no good. Carragher and Jamie keep doing things on Sky and doing all of this and making clickbait titles, doing 17-minute videos talking about this bread is shit, that bread is shit, this bread is good, that bread, creating real good clickbait topics, which I do love. But there's a subject here that needs to be tackled, bruv. So can you pull your little fingers out? Don't spit on people for 5 minutes. Gary, stop getting a manager job, because Paul asked you to duck out to Spain, bud, and you did it in 10 seconds. You claim all to love football, so now we need to implement a point system for the referees. After a match happens, for instance, the refs that are making Mike Dean in these matches, or whatever refs, David, whoever, when you have a bad game like we saw against Wolves and Arsenal, it's a 3-point system. We will watch it, we'll say, do you know what? You got this decision wrong, you didn't turn it round. You've got that decision wrong, you didn't turn it round. Blood, that's a 0. At the end of the season, there's going to be a league of referees. The bottom 2 should get relegated to the Championship. They will now referee in the Championship. And the best refs from the Championship, they'll get promoted, 2 of them, to the Premier League, because they haven't been lying throughout the season. They haven't been making mistakes. They've made 1 or 2, and they're genuine mistakes. We must create a point system for referees now. Look, football's got too serious to joke about, and we're very serious. This player's shit. We're very on everything. This player, oh my god, the pitch is this. The goalie's off his line on the penalty. Let's get the spray can out. VAR is that. And the whole time these refs are getting the free fucking ride, ruining our lives and our games. Blood, the people own this sport. That's the whole channel, what it's about. Trying to teach people the truth and give our power back to our clubs. It's not going to happen in this modern day world now. There's not enough realists. But There is enough people who love football, that's a fact. So we must do something, and the most logical explanation is a point system. Think about it, people. I don't want to come across like a genius, but it is a brilliant idea. Next season, when it starts, a point system will be created, and the point system will be based upon, in the league, it's about, bruv, every single match. It's not just Premier League matches, yeah? I don't care. If you play more, if you do more matches as a ref, that's because you're good, and if you get more wrong, that's against you, bruv, yeah? It's about either making the right decision, and if you make the wrong decision, when you go to the V.A.R screen and you correct it, that's a plus in your favour. It's like a driving lesson, blood. You can stall the car and you foul, but if you recover the stall well, it's like presenting, it's like anything, it's all about the recovery. Remember that. Oh, seriously, remember that. Everything in life, innit? When you do something wrong, it's funny, but people are waiting to see what you do in that next second. That's when you got to be at your best. So, a point system created. A ref has a good game, he gets 3 points. He has an average game, he gets 1 point. If he does terrible, blood, you get -1. By the end of the season, there's going to be a points ratio. The pundits, the fans, we'll all vote on this, because fans don't lie, bruv. As much as we're bitter and competitive, when it's blatantly a foul, handball, this and that, Man United fans are saying it about Arsenal, yeah, we should have got it. We don't lie. We like the rivalry during the game. But once the match is finished and the next day we're all consulting on the BBC app or whatever it is, I know we'll be honest. So at the end of the day, a point system has to be created upon fouls and, yeah, but upon bad decisions and good decisions, and being confident enough to go and make the right decision once you've made the wrong one. And before you know it, we'll filter out these cheating and these rubbish. And do you know what will actually end up happening? We'll have a game where the rules are clear. They're making it unclear by cheating and checking V.A.R when they won, and it's an absolute joke. That's why, well, you've seen all the examples through this video. That was just a quick one. What do you lot think about the point system? It's a matter of time before it has to get implemented. They're probably waiting for 1, 2, 3, 4 few refs to get fucking old and retire happily. It's like that old generation who run the Premier League in secret and we don't know. But you lot let me know in the comments how, or do you not think there's not a problem? Is it just all coincidence? Mike Dean celebrating on the pitch, but I don't like V.A.R. I don't really like the officials and the people in charge of it. That's the bigger problem. And the point system will maybe keep these guys on their toes, but saying that, that's just one thing I thought of. But yeah, you don't let me know in the comments. Yeah, that's just a quick one. Make sure you love your people. Make sure your people love you. Arsenal's Realist out.